YouTubers, welcome to a brand new year, 2016. Awesome. Looking forward to doing some more videos for you and some more updates, as well as some operations videos as well. Kicked off the year with a video on the Oskaloosa local coming back into Pella and showing some of the operations for that little run there. So anyway, for this video I wanted to talk to you about the Tam Valley Depot frog juicers. They're really an awesome item, second only to my Great Crossing Logic Pro systems. These are a little quicker to put in. They are really kind of actually fun to put in. What I've had in the past is for the frogs to be powered from the switch machines, the Circuit Tron Tortoise switch machines, and the problem with that is if the switch was thrown the opposite way, I'd get a short, and then everything would stop, and then I couldn't throw the switch machine, so the train would have to pull it back manually, and it was kind of a mess. With these frog juicers, the train will pass over the frog, and it will automatically change the polarity. There's no interruption, there's no problems to the units. It runs with sound, it goes right over, doesn't even detect any hesitation. So I'm going to be putting these on all my switches. I have probably about 10 or 11 to do total. I've done 2 of them so far, and then I also did use the frog juicer as a Y control, direction control as well, because I have a 1Y on my layout here at the staging yard, and so as the train turns around, it would come into the Y, and again we'd get the short unless I threw a manual switch and remembered to do that for which direction. Now with the frog juicer, it's all automatic and everything runs really well. So for this video, I'll show you kind of what I've got going. I might repeat myself on some of the stuff because I've been doing this over a couple of weeks time, but hopefully you enjoy and get yourselves 1 or 2 of these too. I highly recommend them. So anyway, on with the video. Here are the frog juicers that are made by Tam Valley Depot. The one on the left is the mono frog juicer. This one will work for 1 frog for each turnout. The dual frog juicer will also do 2 frogs, so you could do a pair for a passing siding or close yard tracks. The other use for it that I'm going to be using is to do an auto reverse for the Y. I have a track in the staging yard that comes as a common track for both sides of the layout, both ends of the line, and it creates the 3rd leg of a Y. So by installing this, the train from either end of the Y should be able to use that common track, and I don't have to use a toggle switch to reverse the polarity. So I'm looking forward to putting that in and seeing how it all runs. Okay, here we are under the layout. Currently the way the layout is wired is the frogs are connected to the Tortoise switch machine. I have this frog line here, which is the green wire, and it goes into the contacts on the switch machine, and those are tied into the DCC bus. So depending on which way the switch is thrown, it connects the frog to that particular polarity, that direction. The only problem with that is when the switch happens to not be thrown the correct way and a train enters the frog, it'll create a short. Okay, now we have the mono frog juicer hooked up to the frog, and I have my track bus wires in A and B, and then the frog is in the middle terminal here. I haven't hooked this to the layout yet. I'm going to I have some Velcro that I will put about here and then Velcro it to the layout. It's a small enough unit and it doesn't really have screw holes, and Velcro is more than enough to keep it secure. But in the meantime, I want to make sure it works. So I've got it hooked up, I've applied track power, I've got a light, and I'm ready to run a train across. Right now I have the switch lined for the main line coming into the yard. So I'm going to run my train now, and hopefully, if I got this wired correct, it should turn green as the train runs across the switch here. There we go. And that seems to work fine. Had no interruptions to power above. So I'm going to run it back across the switch. There should be no change to the unit because it's on the main line. Okay, then we're going to throw the switch. And we're going to take the siding now. So the train is going to back into the siding. And as it hits the frog, it should sense it and change. Yeah, then it changes it to red. So it changed the polarity on the frog. Alright, here's a shot of it mounted. I've got the Velcro that I put on the board and on the back of the unit, and basically Velcroed them together. That works really well because rather than double stick tape, because then if I have to service it in the future, I can just pop it off and work on it. So all works good. Look forward to putting more of these on the layout. And a big shout out to Tam Valley Depot. They make a very fine product. I'm going to work on my next one here is the dual frog juicer, and see how that works for my Y, and go from there. Okay, for the dual frog juicer, to use it as an auto reverser, it tells me to place the pair outputs jumper across both pins and connect the outputs to the reversing section rails. You may also want to set the 4 amp jumpers on if you're using a 5 amp or greater booster. So to use it as an auto reverser, basically you have to change a few little jumper settings here. This little jumper here for the pair outputs gets put so it's both pins are connected together. You can see that. And then the jumpers for the 4 amp need to be put together too. So we basically tie these two together here. Excuse my thumb. And then on this side as well, take the jumper and tie those two together. So now the board should be set to work as an auto reverser. So it'll be the DCC will come into here, and then the other line from to the tracks will come here, or to that track, the track that goes to both sides of the Y. So that input's here, the DCC system into here, and we should be good to go. Currently on my layout I have a Y track here that basically is a common track to both the Des Moines side and the Ottumwa side. And I use this to turn the locomotives around, or if I need a locomotive on the one side or the other, I can transfer over. This line here basically goes to a switch. There's a loop that kind of comes around to a different switch, and then the other track comes back in here, and so that's where the Y situation, they both come into here. So in the past, what I've used is I have a switch down here. Let me see if I can come over to it. There we go. Y power for this leg. You can either have it over here to the Des Moines side. You can see I just kicked on some sound units. Or I can throw it over to the Ottumwa side, which is this side. If you do it quick enough, it won't cause that delay. And then a center off position, so that I can cut the sound. Once in a while, I'll forget to throw the switch, as is typical human nature, and the trains will short out when they hit the Y right here. So what I'm planning to do with this dual frog juicer is make it into an auto reverser. So the trains can come in from either side, hit this track, and the polarity will automatically change to that side. I still want to incorporate a switch here, and I will probably put it on the track side of the juicer to be able to shut the power off. So I can turn power on and off still. I just don't have to have this selection from one side to the other. So Y power will hopefully just be one switch on and off. So we will put this in and give it a try. Hopefully everything should work excellent. Okay, here's the under track wiring for that switch that I currently have. As you can see over here is the switch, and I have it wired so it basically comes from the track here, or from either DCC side into the switch and then to this track, and then by flipping the switch it'll engage that particular polarity and run the train. So we're going to put this dual frog juicer in place, and with this we only need one side of the DCC bus, and we will see how that works and go from there. Okay, we got it wired in. Let's give it a try. Take our loco forward and go over to the Des Moines side of the Y. You see it went red over green. We'll go back now. So same the other direction. Flip the switch. I will go over to the Tumwa side. There it goes. Looks like it's working good. All I have to do is mount it up to the board and go from there. I also have my switch still that I need to reconfigure a little bit, but I've got it so I can turn the power on, as you can listen to, and I can shut the power off to that switch. The auto reverser will stay lit because it's tied directly to the DCC sound system, and I've got the switch tied to the track side of it. Anyway, another success! And here's the unit all mounted up and ready to go. And we got the wiring cleaned up, so we have just the one set of wires from the DCC bus going to the unit, and then the wire going from the unit out to the switch, and then from the switch to the track itself. So all in all, a great easy installation. Also, here's a quick shot of the switch, the reconfiguration of the switch. So now Y power is just on and center off. So we don't use the bottom position at all, so I covered up the other on, and it should work great. So there you have it. That's the Tam Valley Depot frog juicer. They're a really nice item. They've got them in the mono, the dual. They've even got a hex that they call hex juicer, which will do up to 6 turnouts. And then the dual juicers and hex juicers will also do reversing loops and Ys and all that stuff as well. So I highly recommend picking those up if you have those wiring, track work, things like that on your layout. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you again in another couple of months here on the Des Moines Valley Railroad. Take care.